The Hitchhiker. The Hitchhiker. Oh, and it's bumpy. I like it bumpy. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you all the books I'm going to read during summer. I haven't done these in a long time, but I have a few books that I've been wanting to read for a while, and so I think it's a perfect time to read them. They're not like really summery type books, but I still want to read them, you know? So these aren't going to be in no particular order. I'm just going to grab it and show it to you. So the first book I've been wanting to read is called Never Whistle at Night edited by Shane Hawk and Theodore. But who's the writer? Introduction by Stephanie Graham Jones. So I bought this like I think like a year or two ago, and I haven't read it, and I forgot at one point that I actually owned this one. And this book has a collection of short stories. It has several different authors, and they all talk about like indigenous people that have like spooky encounters, and I found that interesting because I like short stories, and they mostly talk about indigenous scary stories, folklore. It says like ghosts, curses, hauntings, monstrous creatures, so stuff like that. It really fascinates me, so I'm so excited to read this one. The next one is Field Guide for the Formerly Villainous. I love stories about like villainous they used to be bad and then later on turn good, but this one what honestly caught my eye was like the cover art and the frayed edges, which is like mushrooms. That's very whimsy and it's fun, you know? So I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna kind of summarize it, which basically says, when Oakland Nettlewood accidentally joined an evil world-ending cult, mind control magic forced them to do unspeakable things. Years later, the realm's heroes finally save the day, defeating the villain. The main character goes back to his village, and we start to see how his life goes there. And there's a line that I'm gonna also summarize. Basically, his grandma, who happens to be a ghost, lives in his house, who's trying to find him a companion, and I thought that was funny. It's a different storyline that I don't usually gravitate towards. The back caught my attention, so I'm excited to start reading this one. Now, the next one is called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I first saw the movie of this book, and I didn't know it was originally a book, so when I saw this one I grabbed it because, you know, sometimes or most of the time movies do change a lot of their plot or cut things out, and then the book has more details. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one, and it's not a lot of pages, which is nice. Oh, it's less than 200. It's 193. This one's a little bit more on the spooky end, which is called Strange Houses: The Chilling Japanese Mystery Sensation. So it was originally Japanese, and so it was translated to English. I don't honestly know anything about this book, but I heard a lot of good reviews on TikTok, so I'm excited to start reading this one. And so far, at the time I'm recording this, I've seen that there's like 3 books overall. That's a series. The next one is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. What I remember from this book is that it is about a main character who's evil but then woke up with like no eyebrows and 0 memory, and then there's a princess locked in a cell, and so he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and I feel like he forgot about everything, so I find that really interesting. The summary caught my attention. I'm excited to start reading this one. Now the next one is called How to Become Dark Lord and Die Trying. If I'm saying it wrong, I am so sorry. The author's name is Django Wexler, and basically the main character keeps dying, and every time she comes back to life she's a hero, but now this time around she's decided to be the villain, and let's see how it goes. So yeah, the summary caught my attention, so I'm excited to start reading this one. Now the next one is called Hook by Asaoko Yuzuki. Barnes & Noble's exclusive, includes special content. Ooh. What I remember from this is that the main character is obsessed with another person, and from what I gathered, basically, the main character becomes obsessed with someone else. I don't usually gravitate towards those stories, but honestly, I got it for the cover art. Even then, like, that's really interesting, someone being like obsessed with someone else. And then I like the fact, side note, that books have these things, so like I could put it like this as a like bookmark. Oh, never mind. It's gonna bend like that. Never mind. The second to last one is called Sword Heart. It's by T. Kingfisher. I did start reading this one, but I don't know why I stopped. I think it was because I read a different book, but sometimes I think back to this book and I'm like, why didn't I finish it? So during the summer, I'm gonna finish this book. It's about a main character who, like, she inherited a house, and in the attic she found a sword, and the sword turns into a human, and the family in the husband's side does not like her, so she escapes with the human sword, or with the sword that can turn into a man. And then I feel bad because like when I started reading, I remember that she was like really annoying. Maybe that's why I stopped, because she was kind of annoying, but she was curious. The guy that's a sword, he started getting annoyed with her, and I felt so bad. I'm gonna actually finish this book. So the last book is A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. Just like the title says, the guy dies, he goes to hell for a short period of time, and that's all I know. I don't usually gravitate towards stories that are like kind of scary, but because it's not a lot, maybe I assume like maybe it won't be too bad, because I do want to try to expand my like reading horizon, I guess. I usually gravitate towards like fantasy, romance, but not really towards like horror or thriller, and I do want to start reading those types of books. So I'm curious, are you guys gonna read any of the books I mentioned, or have decided to like add it to your like TBR list? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.